Telling you now, man. When it gets to Metropolis, you've got to do 3 acts. You know what I mean? You think, bloody hell, 3 acts, it's getting serious now, this shit. Hi all, it's time for TC Topics once again. It's me, Digital MB, and I've got Graham with us again. Graham D1, alright, hello. Right, okay, so we're now starting to get round the suggestions that people were wanting us to do. So, this one, which we've been gently discussing, comes from Ryan, and he asks, what were the hardest games to finish?
It's difficult.
It is difficult.
Because there are a lot of games that are tough.
Yeah.
But it's about kind of trying to quantify something as the most difficult.
Yeah.
There is one that comes to mind. And
Right.
it's something that you were involved in as well.
I was involved in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Gears of War.
Ah, yes. Co-op.
Co-op insanity playthrough.
Yes. That, I've got to say, that's one of my proudest
It was amazing.
times as well.
It
I
was
love
so
that.
good.
We did the first 2, didn't we?
We did.
Oh, God, that was so good. So hard.
It was
so hard.
Incredibly tough.
Yeah. Especially in other sections when, like, they split you. They split the party.
It was that bit that took us the longest.
Because once
to do.
one person died, that was it. You were screwed. You had to start again.
Yeah.
So those bits were horrible. But you remember? I remember like there was moments where like we went through the individual bits, and then you could see the other person like finally join you, and it's like yes, thank God for that.
It was just because you bled out quite quickly in the first one. So if we were kind of trying to take a different path to take down the enemies, and one of us got took down, it was just that panic of get to us before I bleed out. Because if you bled out, that was it. You had to start again.
Yeah.
But those sections where you had to split up. There was one bit in particular, I think it was the beginning of chapter 4, where one of us had to go through a courtyard and the other of us had to go through a building.
Yeah.
And that took us so long to do it.
Aye.
But then we got to the end of the game, and it's when you have to take on Ram. Ram was a difficult last boss on your own, on normal difficulty.
Yeah, it was.
On Insanity, it was brutal.
Aye, it was.
Absolutely brutal.
Aye, it was class. It was class. No, it is. I'm gonna cut one of mine hardest games. You're gonna laugh at this one. Sonic 2.
Shut up.
No.
It's not that hard.
Seriously, it is. I'm telling you now, as a boy, 8 or 9 year old, telling you now, man, when it gets to Metropolis, you've got to do 3 acts. You know what I mean? You think, bloody hell, 3 acts, it's getting serious now, this shit. Like, then you've got to do Wing Fortress. That was the tension when you got to that bit. It was horrible because you knew there was no floor there. And that was when things were starting to get real. And then you get a death egg, and it's like no rings. You've got Robot Sonic, and then you've got to beat Robotnik in that robot thing. Now that's hard.
That is tough.
That is tough.
That is really difficult. I've got to admit. The thing with Wing Fortress is that if you were good enough to have gotten to that point of the game with all the Chaos Emeralds, then you could unleash Super Sonic. But Super Sonic in Wing Fortress made it 10 times more difficult.
Yeah.
Because you had to make some fairly tight jumps in that level.
Oh, I know.
And trying to do it when you've got the increased speed of Super Sonic made it ridiculous. I wouldn't know if I put it on the most difficult game.
Well, no, you might not. I mean, obviously, it's definitely one of mine for certain. I've got an idea of what one you might pick.
Go for it.
Recently,
I know what you want to say.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne.
Were you going to say that anyway?
I was. It was on my list. Bloodborne is an incredibly difficult game. It is brutal. From the second you dropped into that game, it's just beyond anything. Now, I tried to play Dark Souls back in the day, and I traded it in because it was too difficult.
Yeah.
Bloodborne basically beats you down to your knees again and again and again.
Yeah, it does.
And you ultimately get to a point where you've got to make a decision. You can either quit on it, which is what I did in the past, or you can just take a step back and learn what the game and the developers are trying to teach you about it, which is patience. And it's difficult in a game like Bloodborne to have patience because you feel like taking things slowly, you're just going to get absolutely trounced.
Yeah.
But once you take the time to watch the enemy movements and learn the way that they're going to attack, it makes it more rewarding. There were several times I nearly quit on Bloodborne on the way through.
Yeah, you text me the entire journey of your Bloodborne gaming, do you know what I mean? And you were saying, I'm sick of this.
All the way through.
I can't deal with this shit anymore.
All the way through.
You know what I mean? But you persevered, and do you feel chuffed now that you finally did it?
It was one of the most rewarding games that I've played, certainly in recent times, to finish, because it's just that feeling of progression when you've been battered by the same boss 50 times and then you finally get it.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
finally do it and you just see them fade into dust, and it's that feeling of elation that as an adult gamer I've not really felt so much. I used to get that kind of feeling of that rush a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I think I found games a bit harder then, but
Yeah.
Bloodborne is certainly on my list.
See, the thing is, it's a tricky question purely because games now are so easy.
They are,
aren't they?
Games
Really,
are not
think
tough
about it.
now.
I can't even remember the last time I played a game that was actually really like hard, like on it, and that's which sucks. Do you know what I mean? You don't want games to be that easy.
No.
It kind of sort of fits in with, I suppose, your lifestyle, even though you just want to fly through the game and experience it. But I'm trying to think of some other ones. Again, I'm gonna have to go back to ones like when I was sort of younger, really. But to be fair, all the ones I found really hard, I probably ended up not finishing anyway. Final Fantasy VII springs to mind a bit.
Final Fantasy VII was tough.
When you get to the end, you know where the crater was,
Yes.
and you've got to make your way down to where Genova is, and there was enemies in there like the Tombury and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell? And these enemies are so hard, man. And then obviously you get to the Sephiroth, the one-winged angel part of
Yes.
Sephiroth, and that was. I mean, that's it. That was tense. That was horrible.
It was
that
difficult.
was horrible. But again, I mean, in like the ruby weapon and emerald weapon and stuff like that, I never did those. Do you know what I mean? That because I tried them,
I
but
did
they were
one of
just
them.
stupidly
I can't
hard.
remember which one I did. The thing with Final Fantasy VII, with the end bit is, and now it's been a couple of years since I've played it, so I can't remember if this is the case. But I mean, you had 3 back-to-back bosses. Was it at the end of the game?
Yeah.
So you took on a version of Genova.
Yeah.
And then it was 2, and then you took on Sephiroth, but you didn't get a chance to. As I can recall, you didn't get a chance to heal in between those two, so you were chucked from one into the other, and that made it really, really tough.
It was Genova, was not Genova into
Genova, then into One Winged Angel.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
And then you had that extra last time.
but that wasn't even the fight.
I don't even think you can lose that last bit. I think if you
can't.
let him take down your health, you'll eventually do Omni Slash at the end.
Yeah. So
The other one for me, in terms of not so much hard games, but challenging, it's the same game, 2 episodes of the same game, and it's a particular challenge that you didn't have to do, but if you did, was rewarding. Half-Life 2 Episode 1, finishing the game, shooting 1 bullet in the whole game.
did you do it?
I did it.
I did it. Yes.
And
Yeah, I did
Half-Life 2 Episode 2,
I know you're going to
carrying that gnome
Did it?
all the way to the end, and
Yeah,
I did that one
I
as
did
well.
that one as well.
They were
Yeah.
incredibly stressful things to do,
Yeah.
particularly Episode 1, where you could only really use your crowbar and the gravity gun, and it made some of those sections really difficult. But when you got to the end and that achievement popped, and there was no reason to do it other than to get that
just to get the achievement. Yeah.
but it was seeing that achievement pop, and like it was the bits on Episode 2 when you had to carry that gnome and you had to put it on the back of the buggy.
The
But
buggy
you had to-
was the hardest
But you had to keep looking back because it kept
make sure.
dropping off the end of the buggy.
Yeah, I know. That was awesome.
They weren't difficult. It didn't make the game incredibly tough per se.
Yeah.
But it was a challenge and it made it exciting to play it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was good. So there you have it. Those are off-the-cuff responses to the hardest games that we've finished. Obviously, we would love to know more about what you guys have experienced in terms of hard games, ones that were pulling your hair out and thinking you wanted to kill everyone outside because you couldn't do it. So, yeah, Ryan, cheers for your suggestion. That was awesome. Okay. Once again, it's Digital MB, Martin Blythe. That's Grim, Grimmy D1. Thank you very much for watching.